want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.
But the problem I have is, why does he keep saying this is going to be a best fight? And we know it's not going to be. He's saying it's going to be a great fight, going to be unbelievable. Like I said, he's a businessman and has to promote his fighters and try to get the best deal for them. And they deserve it. But the problem with me is when Eddie is managing and promoting a certain fighter who has been exposed. And anyone who knows a bit about fighting can see his fighter is not as good as he makes him out to be. He promotes him as if this fighter, or should I say boxer, is the best on the planet and will be a three-time world champion. What? I have to put a smile on my face, lift my eyebrows up and say he's talking absolute rubbish and burst out laughing. Anthony Joshua is not, and I repeat, he's not a great or even near great boxer. He's a molded and groomed boxer, just like a beauty pageant in America. Or like a cake maker that just made a sponge cake and wants to make it look good or appealing to the public and keeps topping it up with double whipped cream and other toppings to sell it, but looks good outside, but not inside. Because there aren't any decent heavyweights around like there were in the past. He can top it up with double cream and cherry as much as he likes. Because the opportunity is there to groom Joshua to be where he is now, to build him up with hand-picked fighters that he can beat. Hello folks, welcome to the channel or welcome back to the channel. Do us a favor. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. And if you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. I won't get offended. It's just an opinion. What I am about to say, and I hope some Joshua fans don't get offended. So here we go. Explosive post-fight breakdown. The night Joshua's empire crumbled. Ladies and gentlemen, what just happened? I can't believe it. Anthony Joshua, once the towering king of the heavyweight division, just got taken apart by a hungrier, fiercer, and absolutely fearless Daniel Dubois. This wasn't just a fight, it was a brutal awakening, and we need to break it down piece by piece. Let's dive into what went wrong for Joshua and why Daniel Dubois now reigns supreme. Joshua's downfall. What went wrong? From the moment the first bell rang, the energy was different. You could sense it. Dubois wasn't there to box, he was there to destroy. The air was thick with tension, but Joshua looked nervous. Dubois, he looked like a man ready to walk through fire. Joshua's jabs were slow, his footwork sluggish, and before you knew it, boom, Dubois landed a punch that shook the entire arena. Joshua hit the canvas, and let me tell you, the shockwaves weren't just felt in the ring. They were echoed through the entire sport. In fact, I jumped out of my seat. This was no simple knockdown, this was a statement. Joshua, once the golden boy, the so-called elite heavyweight, crumbled under Dubois' relentless pressure. Why didn't he hold on, clinch, or move about until he gets his composure back? Why didn't he put his guard up and take some shots on arms and gloves to get his brain going? Why didn't he get on the ropes with a guard up to take the sting away from Dubois? Most importantly, why didn't his corner advise him to keep moving and not to try and mix it up toe-to-toe with Dubois? Instead, he tried to land a lucky punch to end the fight, and he got caught himself and got down like a keeper. Why? All this will be on his mind for weeks and months. I blame both Joshua and his corner. In fact, I blame his corner even more. They should have known better and told him lose a couple of rounds, but keep way away from mixing it up until you get your breath and composure back. Keep your guard up. The hype around Joshua shattered, and all of us watching could hardly believe our eyes. Why did this happen? Now let's get into why this monumental upset went down. Joshua's confidence, built on smoke and mirrors. Let's not sugarcoat it. After his first shocking loss to Andy Ruiz, the cracks in his armor were already showing. He underestimated Ruiz, got knocked out, and suddenly the invincible image of Joshua came crashing down. And though he won the rematch, it was a cautious, careful win against an out-of-shape Ruiz. Not exactly a convincing return to greatness. Then there were the Usyk fights. 2 times Joshua stepped into the ring with Usyk, and 2 times he was outboxed and outclassed. But instead of learning, instead of evolving into a true warrior, Joshua fell into a trap of believing his hype. A new trainer and a couple of cherry-picked fights against weak opponents only boosted his fragile ego. If Joshua is serious and he believes himself to be a good boxer or a great boxer, then he should chase the title and prove it to himself and to the public that he's a good boxer. And if he wants to be remembered as a great boxer, then he should prove it by doing what Lennox Lewis did and be an undisputed world champion and able to beat anyone put in front of him rather than cherry picking. Let's be honest, he avoided Deontay Wilder a few times and Tyson Fury and a few others. Who has Joshua fought that you can call decent boxer? Well, only one, and that was Usyk, and he beat him twice. Well, Andy Ruiz beat him as well. He came back and he beat Andy Ruiz on points. And Andy Ruiz is a fat boxer. He hasn't fought Zieni Zhang, Martin Bacol, Filip Ergovic, Caballel, Jared Anderson, Fabio Wardley, and a few others. Okay, we've got a few different heavyweight organizations. But to be the best, you need to beat the best of all of them to be called great boxer. He should take Zeli Zhang for the WBO belt, like I said, or go for Filip Ergovic for the IBF, or even go for WBA or WBC and fight Martin Bacol or Sanchez and prove that he is a good boxer. Trying to win the belts will give Joshua more credibility as a boxer than trying to fight Ngannou for money. And if he is as good as he thinks he is, he will make more money by going this route. Because not only will he get recognition, but he will also sell more tickets by fighting proper boxers. An exhibition bout with Ngannou is not the way. Or is Joshua afraid to take on the above mentioned boxers? You can't call yourself a great boxer by beating journeyman boxers and calling yourself a good or great boxer. You need to prove it. Well, we will see who Joshua will take on next. And don't tell me he will take on Ngannou, then pursue the belts. It's all rubbish. In that case, he's scared to take on others, looking for easy payday, afraid to take risks and have easy fights and prey like a golden goose that laid golden eggs. Not his skill set. Let's be real, Joshua wasn't ready for a real fighter like Dubois. He spent more time promoting his name than sharpening his tools in the ring. And when the time came to face a hungry lion, he was chewed up and spat out. Dubois is the real deal. Now, let's talk about Daniel Dubois. While Joshua was living off his past glory, Dubois was in the trenches, grinding and facing real challenges. Gerald Miller, Dubois made him look like a beginner. Filip Ergovic, Dubois didn't just beat him, he humbled him. And let's not forget, Joshua avoided Ergovic. That doubt, that fear, it was written all over Joshua's face before the fight even started. Dubois wasn't just fighting for a win, he was fighting to take everything. He came out swinging with the fire and determination of a man who knew that this was his moment. And when he connected with that devastating shot, Joshua's world came crashing down. Joshua didn't just lose, he got humiliated. Dubois is younger, hungrier, and full of power. He's the underdog, but in heavyweight boxing, one punch can change everything. The question is, does he have what it takes to bring down a seasoned warrior like Joshua? I'll be honest, Dubois hasn't faced anyone like Joshua yet. Joshua has the experience and the technical know-how. But Dubois has something else, unpredictability. He can crack, and if he lands clean, Joshua will feel it. Now, don't get me wrong, Dubois isn't out of this fight by any means. He's got to punch his chance. If he can maintain his composure and stick to a disciplined game plan, we could be looking at one of the biggest upsets in recent heavyweight history. Dubois needs to play it smart. He can't get drawn into Joshua's rhythm. He needs to control the distance with his jab, stay on the outside, and avoid getting into Joshua's traps. If he can stay patient, avoid rushing in, and keep that jab busy, he could frustrate Joshua and create openings for his own power shots. But there's one key thing Dubois must absolutely remember: protect himself at all times. If he drops his guard, even for a second, Joshua will exploit it. And that's all it takes for the fight to swing dramatically in Joshua's favor. It was a perfect fight plan by Dubois and his trainer. The plan was, soon as the bell rang, put Joshua under pressure, take the fight to him. Don't let him find his rhythm, bully him. And boy, oh boy, it worked. Let's not mince words. This was a devastating loss for Joshua. His reputation, his legacy, his confidence, it all crumbled under Dubois' fist. Joshua's biscuit chin has been questioned before, but tonight it was exposed for all the world to see. When Dubois hit him, his body seemed to lose control. Legs going one way, and his upper body was going the opposite direction, when the magician saw someone in half. Or was it like he was wearing high heels and the heels broke? It looked like a failed breakdance move rather than the reaction of a once fair heavyweight. So, can Joshua come back from this? Now, the question on everyone's mind, what's next for Joshua? Can he come back from this? Is there any way for him to reclaim his former glory? The heavyweight division is stuck with rising talent, and Joshua's aura of invincibility is gone. There are no more easy fights, no more padded records. Every fight from here on is a battle for his very career. But can he handle it? Look at Mike Tyson after his loss to Holyfield and Lewis. He was never the same. Same goes for Evander Holyfield himself. Once you get exposed like this and beaten like this, it's hard to bounce back. And for Joshua, with a chin that's now been repeatedly questioned, and young lions chomping at the bit to take the shot, the road ahead looks brutal. I always liked Du Bois, and I always said I do like him. Go and have a look at my previous videos. To me, Du Bois is the future of heavyweight boxing, but let's give credit where it's due. Du Bois is the real deal. He's not just another name in the division. He's a serious contender, and tonight he showed the world that the heavyweight throne is his for taking. The power, the precision, the heart. Du Bois has it all. And if I were any of the top heavyweights right now, I'd be losing sleep thinking about how to handle this guy. So what's next for Du Bois and Joshua? Joshua's journey may not be over, but the road ahead is rough. He's lost millions in potential earnings, and his stock has plummeted. If he wants to continue, he's going to have to dig deeper than ever before. Can he do it? Or will this be the moment where he fades into a background? As for Du Bois, the sky is the limit. He's proving that he belongs at the top. And the heavyweight division just got a whole lot more exciting with him in the mix. So what do you think? Is Joshua done, or does he still have some fight left in him? Can he bounce back from the humiliated loss? Drop your comments below and let's get this debate rolling. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. Or if you disagreed, hit the thumbs down. Either way, I want to hear your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, Daniel Dubois is the new king in the town. Who's the daddy? Who's the daddy, boy? Catch you next time. Ciao, adios, arrivederci. Thanks for watching, folks.